The last thing we wanted to talk about on this episode is Russell Brand's magical amulet.
His movies are getting worse, man. Libertarian adventure.
Yeah, it is written it's like Bear in the Big Blue House.
Hello, I'm just back from Narnia, where I had a holiday.
I gotta say, I find, and I've always found Russell Brand completely insufferable. He is everything that I fear I am sometimes. Overly verbose, silly little voice, annoying, difficult.
I'm so curious. What is this? What is this? What is happening?
Guys, and as you know, airports are places full of Wi-Fi and all sorts of evil energies. Think of all the phones out there, all of the signals, corruptible and corrupting. Luckily, I wear this magical amulet from AirTech that keeps me safe from all of the various signals out there. And also means, look at this. Look how strong I am. I think this is making me more powerful, as a matter of fact. Look at that.
What the fuck is he talking about?
What do you normally travel with? Also, I wish I could be strong enough to lift up an empty bit of luggage.
A child carry-on.
I think it's making me stronger.
Looks like a fucking SpongeBob SquarePants carry-on for children.
I think I was anticipating just how there's like a certain subgenre of ad, I feel like, where they hire the person. It's almost like the Drake betting ones, but with even less involvement, where they don't give them a script or copy. They just give them the product and they're like, just record one take. And that's what, and then it gets back to them, they're like, he's talking about fucking Narnia.
Official partner, the UFC?
Lying.
What?
Oh, they had like an installation at an event.
I feel like, okay, so if they're doing an installation with UFC, I mean, like, UFC isn't exactly like a brand that cares about protecting your body. What, you're worried about protecting yourself from harmful electromagnetic forces, but the kinetic energy of a fist coming at your head.
I just got back from my fight with Sean Strickland. He kicked my kneecap off. But what I need is a special little amulet because I went to the airport and my dick exploded from computers or whatever.
You should get one as well, particularly if you're planning to go to an airport anytime soon, because the bloody things are full of lethal signals. AirTech, a glorious amulet to protect you from corrupting signals.
I installed the gem into my forehead to protect me from things like that. Moron. Do you notice that how they hard cut because it's Russell Brand, so he probably went like, protect you from things all like that. Now, were the Nazis wrong? Because their suits were very cute. Like, cut it, this video.
Lethal corrupting signals, but the wireless microphone signal seems to be flawless. That's the beauty of AIRS. It allows you to stay connected while also staying protected from surrounding electromagnetic fields.
I do want to push back against Thumbless because that is, they're being deliberately obtuse because he is wearing the amulet to protect himself.
It is funny though that it's called AIRS, which sounds like a parody name for a company that doesn't do anything and they sell air.
Yeah, they sell flavored, like, an air that they put into an airport. It just says it as air. It sounds like an airport.
I wouldn't be surprised if like 6 months down the line, someone comes out and was like, this was actually a big ruse to see how much of these fucking dolts will believe any fucking thing that you pay them to say.
We actually gave them a heavily radiated amulet.
They sell a $90 thing to stick on your iPhone. And then the amulet is $219. And it's of course the top UFC pick. I don't know how UFC is involved, but they're milking this UFC affiliation.
I mean, it literally, Dana White has no idea it happened. He was just like, yeah, okay.
This is such a fucking snake oil salesman thing. LifeTune One is our smallest solution that sticks directly onto each of your electronic devices, offering immediate protection against harmful electromagnetic radiation within close proximity to your body.
I'm holding my phone doing this. I'm looking at my phone to buy this. When I was first back in the UK, COVID was happening, I didn't have an apartment or whatever. I slept in the upstairs of like a decommissioned art studio for like a couple of weeks. I just had like a couch. And downstairs, because it is a hippie town, and 5G was relatively new and COVID was happening, they had these. But they had the made in the style of like a farmer's market version.
When did 5G become like such a weird conspiracy point? Because that technology's been around for forever. 4G's been around for forever.
I think there was something about, like, there's always a scare about whatever, but I think because it happened right next to COVID and people felt like their conspiracies became more valid.
Yeah, let's go to their technology. There's a technology link at the top of the AIRSTech website, and it says our technology.
The patent, that's not impressive. You can just get a patent.
You can just get a patent. But this is just a paper, our science.
Well, it is their science. It's not science. I mean, radiation exists. And so do biological things.
Right.
But I feel like what I'm not seeing is the jump between it being a phone.
Like, looks like there's been half a decade of people shilling gold stickers as scams. And this one looking like a weird, like, hippie thing is such a fucking
It's an easy
dog whistle, dude. It's like this has been a thing for like like a long time. Like I don't know the exact science, but like there's not a single like person I respect talking about this. I've done a zeptosecond of Googling about Russell Brand's magical amulet, and I physically must share with you what I have found. I am so sorry for the journey we're about to take together. Wow, that's a big pack. Oh, that's a 6-pack for $500. So Will Sommer is a journalist who does a lot of work with like QAnon, where he's like embedded himself and like following these people around. And he's like, I've seen him on a couple of documentaries and stuff, and I followed his work for a while. And he is someone, I mean, he works at the Washington Post or whatever. So he's in the pocket of big Amazon.
Oh, don't get me started.
But I respect him and his work to what I've seen. And if he's posting about something, like whenever I see he's following someone, I know that they're like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And if he's posting about something, I know it's reached mainstream conspiracy nonsense. Wading through the stinking bog that is Google search results in the year of our cruel and merciless God 2024, I eventually found the website of the tech company The Russell. Mentions Airs Tech, but I thought to myself, there's got to be some science behind this. And when you know it, the our technology section gives a breakdown of just that very thing in the form of a handy graph: radiation source, non-coherent radiation, transformer, biological object. Yeah, bounces off of you. If that wasn't enough, and I really hope it wasn't, there also is a whole metric heap of garbage jargon, which even appears to cite a source. The source is unfortunately a link to a definition of the term coherence on a Russian encyclopedia, but A for effort. That's so funny. Thus far unconvinced of the science, I moved on to looking into one of the Airs Tech's partners, co-sponsors, co-conspirators, the Planetary Association for Clean Energy. Pace looks pretty legit up front, citing a link to the UN and a long list of publications dating back decades. Oh shit, I thought. Maybe 5G is turning my brain to mush. Maybe Russell Brand is right. I was reaching for, oh my God, at the very thought of such a horrific eventuality, but thought it best to check out one of the sources before departing this veil of tears. So I Googled a name at random from the list, an author of We Are Walking in Tennis. I confess to not being familiar with Mr. Bird's merely titillated by his zany name. Eldon Bird is described as a specialist in medical engineering and bioeffects.
Whoa.
Bird has also been lecturing on mind control for decades and has been featured in such prestigious publications as...
Oh, that sounds...
His letter for Mind Justice details the mind-altering experiments he ran on animals and himself. Climbing this chain back out of hell, we're left with Russell Brand shilling a plastic keyring for a company whose scientific justification is the most obvious woo I have ever read, backed by a foundation who cite a mind control expert in their list of publications. I don't have a point to make here other than Russell Brand and those he associates with are blatant charlatans, hucksters, and frauds who prey upon people unwilling to do a modicum of Googling. I did today. The amulet can also heal wounds, according to the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was a fun read. Shout out to backlog reviewer.
Thank you for the wisdom and the info.
For the Googling.
And for the skepticism, quite frankly, I actually do believe in magic.
It's funny because when we were looking into this ourselves, I was reminded of someone else in this space who was doing an ad for dog food. And then I went to that's special in some way. It's dog food as seen on Rumble, which is how you know it's good.
All the best dogs eat it. They do mukbang of dog food.
And then you go to the dog food website, positive.com, and there's fucking Russell Brand
He's
again.
back.
And not only is Russell Brand shilling another product as seen on Rumble, this time he doesn't even know the words. He's just reading them verbatim.